Dementia is progressive and it is relentless. It's an ever-changing journey and often a very tough one too. As things changed, we found we were always trying to play catch-up to keep up with Theo's current reality. We had to live in the present, we had to keep letting go of the past, and we couldn't understand too much about the future either.
We found the image of a kaleidoscope helpful in engaging with the ever-changing realities we were facing. Each pattern is new and different, and it keeps changing too. So it's a hopeless exercise to try and hold on to a previous pattern. Much better, however difficult, to focus on the current pattern and try to find the beauty in it.
So while we all needed time and space to grieve the loss of the old patterns, we also found it helpful to tune into the life of the new and different ones that kept emerging. We needed to accept the flux and flow and change of whatever the present reality had become, acting and readjusting accordingly. And this meant listening for repeated questions or anxieties, but also noticing what made positive connections and increased well-being as well.
We enjoyed this Zen dog cartoon about accepting and living with the ever-changing and often unclear reality of the present. He knows not where he's going, for the ocean will decide. It's not the destination, it's the glory of the ride.
For us, this meant letting go of Theo the solicitor and enjoying the man in the cricket hat instead. And when shaving became hard going, letting go of that too and moving to the age of the beard. For Rachel, this meant recognising when Theo became wholly reliant on her and when both he and she needed extra help. There was a wonderful team of helpers when Theo was still at home, some friends, some carers who became friends.
Moving Theo to a care home was definitely the most painful decision of the whole of my life, I think. But there was a tipping point when I finally recognised it was the best way forward on balance for Theo and all of us. It was just too precarious trying to run a nursing home at home for one. Over time, as Theo settled into residential care, he enjoyed more company with others, and I was freed to be a spouse and partner again. My energies free to focus on keeping my core connection with Theo as patterns inevitably continued to change. That was my focus instead of being frontline carer.
Recognising the changing nature of Theo and Rachel's partnership, we were helped by thinking of two overlapping circles, like a Venn diagram. These moved together and apart again as things changed, illustrating more or less overlap in their relationship, sharing experiences together in the overlap in the centre, but also individual ones separately where the circles don't overlap.
In our marriage pre-dementia, as in many relationships, we'd enjoyed shared experiences together, but also individual ones separately. But as Theo's dementia progressed, our circles overlapped more and more, and he was increasingly dependent on my support, till our two circles totally overlapped, no separate areas left. Then, with the move to residential care, at first it caused a very painful pulling apart of the overlapping circles again. But after about 6 months, I recognised this actually returned us closer to the pattern we'd known for most of our nearly 60 years of marriage.
There was a strong sense that shared life and love remained in the overlapping heart of things for Theo and Rachel, but each of them had a separate part of life as well. This had some benefits, re-energising Rachel and enabling her to do other things as well, but it also helped us explain and understand some of the pain and loss.
For example, I couldn't understand the real sadness I felt when I needed to buy a new car, till I realised that all previous cars had belonged in the overlapping part of our life circles. But Theo would never get into this car, so it wasn't our car, it was my car. And that meant it had to belong in the separate bit of my life circle. And when I recognised that, I started at last to enjoy the new car. And we were so thankful too to have confidence in the separate part of Theo's life circle, in the loving care and new friendships surrounding him when we weren't there with him.